Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jessica, and today we are Frankening. An actual Franken, not a repress, and that's because this is just a hot mess. This is Bobbi Brown. It is the vitamin enriched pressed powder in the shade Peach, which should have been renamed Oompa Loompa, because look at that. That's crazy. That's like, I don't even know what to call that. It certainly doesn't match my skin tone. Of course, it looks like it does on my hand, but I promise you it does not look even that good on my face. It's out of control. It needs to be busted up, frankened. I don't know if I have enough stuff to make this work, but we're going to try and see what happens. So I'm going to get some stuff out, and I'm going to break this up, put it in this little bowl, and see what we can mix in with it in an attempt to make this less crazy. All right, I will be right back. All right, here's our bowl. Let's start scraping this into here, and we'll chunk it up and see what happens. I don't know what I was expecting, but this plastic base is not what I was expecting. I guess because of the center, I was expecting it just to be black, but yeah, it's got this weird grid on it. So let's just continue. All right, I'm going to stop there because there is some kind of adhesive in there, and I really don't want that in with my powder. So we're just cutting it there. So we're going to chunk this up, and we'll see what we can do. I've made a hot mess here, but it is what it is. I'm going to continue to make a mess. All right, this is just going to take forever to crunch that up, so I need something different. We're going to use my little magnet and just smash it. All right, sometimes you just got to have the right tool for the job. And that worked lovely. It's a mess. I will clean it up. No big deal. So now I need to do something with this disaster, this Oompa Loompa orange disaster. So I'm going to be bringing in the ultramarine pink, and I've kind of been debating putting a tiny bit of the Selene blue mica powder in there. These are from Coastal Scents. They're like 6,000 years old, and I have tons of them. And if it can help make this not so orange, I'm willing to try. So I'm going to start with the pink because it is lighter, and who knows? It could be a mistake. I have a feeling I'm going to need a lot of something because there's a lot of product in here. So we're going to go for it. Worst case scenario, I make it worse. Who knows? I could make it better too. I don't know what's going to happen. Wish me lots of luck because I'm going to need it. I'm beginning to think that was way more pink than I probably should have put in. But it doesn't look orange anymore. But who knows what's going to happen once I put in the alcohol. So I'm just going to continue mixing this up and see what happens. But it's looking extremely pink. I don't know, it still looks a little orangey that way. I think I'm going to have to put some alcohol in this and go from there. So give me a second to get my alcohol ready, and we're going to do this. All right, I've got my alcohol here. This is the moment of truth. I think it's going to take a ton of alcohol because there is a lot of product here. You know what? I'm just going to dump some in because it's a lot. It is a whole lot. I'm just going to mix it up. I'm sure I'm going to need more alcohol. And it's looking orange again. It's looking crazy orange again. I don't know if that pigment did enough. Let's see how much alcohol I can dump in here. It still looks orange. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something else. It's still extremely orange. It looked very pink, but yeah, that's not good. All right, next thing we're going to do is try to put a little bit of blue in, because if I'm not mistaken, blue is the opposite of orange on the color wheel. I don't want to put a lot in because that could get messy real quick. Does it look any better? I don't know. I still think it looks pretty orange. Maybe not quite as bad. I don't know. That might not be as bad. All right, there's the blob. It's still pretty dark. It almost looks like a bronzer now. Not a powder. But I don't know. It's not as orange as here, which that should have been the original. Did that one work? I don't know. I'm like torn on whether I should continue with this. Like, I want it to be lighter. I feel like it's a little too dark. I don't know if it's going to help a whole lot, but I'm going to pull out the rice powder. It's not going to lighten it a whole lot, but, you know, maybe it'll help. I'll be right back. All right, I have all the stuff and all the things out. I do have my big bag of rice powder. YouTube algorithm, don't come for me. It is rice powder. I'm going to put a little bit of this in. If nothing else, it helps absorb oil, so we're going to do that. Just a little bit. We're not going to get crazy. All right, I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to close it up, otherwise it'll be all over the place. I already got enough of a mess on my desk. I don't need even more. Look at this. Look at this mess that I'm making. All right, I am going to put in some, let's see, some silica powder spheres, and I write on the bottom what they do. This one gives like an airbrushing effect, oil control, and it gives slip. So I'm going to put just a small amount of this in. I'm going to make a big old mess of this mat here. Then I am going to put in some Ceramite. All right, and this one also gives airbrushing effect and adhesion, which, you know, you want your stuff to stick to your face. Look, I already have like a little scoop in here. It's not pretty because it was jammed down in there. All right, the next one is magnesium myristate. I have a hard time saying these big words. So also slip, adhesion, and binding. So we're going to put a small amount of this in. This is truly mad scientist right here. And then magnesium stearate powder. And this one gives binding, slip, and adhesion as well. They all work in a slightly different way. And yeah, we're going to see what happens here. I probably will end up having to put a binder in here since there's so many loose powders. I've got my pressing medium here, but we're gonna go with this. It's a total mess. I'm gonna have to most likely add some more alcohol, but I'm gonna do that as a last resort. So let's just get this all mixed in. Hasn't changed the color at all, which I didn't really expect it to, but I do think that is going to help the formula since we've changed it up with all of the pinky purple pigment as well as the blue. So I need to figure out what else I'm going to add in as far as the color, because I just don't think this is going to cut it. Do I think it's better than it was? Absolutely. But I'm thinking we're looking more at bronzer color here and less like a face powder. So I don't know. I need some white or something to add in here. Let me figure out what else I can add in, and I will be back again because this is true mad scientist stuff here. And I'm going to clean up this mess real quick. All right. This is probably going to make or break me, and I'm not sure if that's where I want to go. So I have zinc oxide and I have titanium dioxide. Wow, words. I think they both can leave a white cast, which I don't really want in a powder, but this needs to be lightened without adding a ton of product because I already got a ton of product in it. So I think I'm going to go with titanium dioxide because it's slightly less refractive, where they both can leave a white cast. Titanium dioxide doesn't refract the light quite as much. So I think this is the way to go. I might regret this. If so, yeah, I'll figure it out. But I'm going to do it, see what happens, and go from there. I don't want to put a ton in. Look at that. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but just putting the white in, you can see the blue pulling through, which is a little bit crazy. I don't know if it's going to show up, but yeah, I can definitely see it. All right, I'm going to mix this in and see what happens. I don't think this little bit is going to do a ton, but let's try it. Yeah, that was just not enough to do much of anything. All right, I'm going to put more in, see what happens, and we're going to go from there. Hopefully now you can see it pulling the blue, which is crazy to me. Yeah, that's crazy. It is already looking lighter, and this is wet, so of course it's going to look a little bit darker. Oh yeah, it's looking significantly lighter now. That's crazy. How much that little bit will change. Might actually be pulling too light now, which, you know what? That's my bad. What are you going to do? All right, I'm going to put a little bit of the Easy Press in just so that it will bind when I press it out. And I'm going to mix it in really well. All right, we're just going to go with this. It looks significantly lighter. Like, look at the difference. And it's going to lighten up once it dries. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here, press it out. I'm actually filming this on Wednesday, so I'm hoping that it will dry in time that I can film me swatching it for you. So when this goes live, I can just add it into that edit. So I'm just going to press this out and we're going to go from there. This is super messy, but we're going to go ahead and press this out and see what happens. It looks like a lot of the blue is pulling out, which is kind of crazy. Doesn't look blue on this side, but it certainly does on that side. It's kind of squeezing out a little bit, so I want to push that back in. All right, we're getting there. Still has a lot of alcohol in it, of course. I'm just trying to press it down so it's not really high on the edges. Keep it as even as possible. And then I'm just going to clean it up. It's not perfect, but we'll see how it looks in a few days. So this is slightly dry, so we'll see what this looks like. If that's how it turns out, this will work very well, but we'll just have to wait and see. But if this is how it ends up, I'm going to be very happy because it started like that, then it kind of looked like that. And yeah, if that is the final result, I'm going to be able to use this one with no problem at all. So hopefully I will be sticking in the swatch of it dry here. This is just a quick swatch of the Franken. I need to try this on my face, but I'm not sure this color is going to work for me. It's better than it was, but I don't think it's quite right. I will put it in my next makeup basket, but you never know. Yeah. Better than it was. I don't think we are quite there yet. And y'all have to let me know what you think. All right. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.